We have one more question that I want to end the session on. It was specifically called out for Hualalai. So Hualalai, would you give a crack at this? It says for Hualalai, if Mauna Kea is a canoe, how do we reconcile differences and keep sailing onward?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone on both sides, especially for the last speaker. I really had to practice my Keohuloa. But so the answer is, let's build a canoe then. Yeah, we'll build a va'a. Then you guys can see how well open dialogue works. A lot of conversations happen during the building processes. The reward after is making it through without killing each other. and then we can all see how well, like I said before, how well we can apply the knowledge that we talk about. You know, we can look at graphs, we can look at nice pictures that I put up all day long, but the bottom line, we can talk to her blue in the face about constellations, about water conservation, about economy. But when you're on a canoe, water conservation is a real issue. A bottle like this, all of a sudden, becomes more valuable than we give it credit for. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, even though the guy that's crunching data gets a little irritating, there's still a place for that person on the va'a. On a canoe, you cannot just throw people off canoes. Yeah. So there's only way I can explain it is to build one. Yeah. It's through the practice the values arise. Like I said, the culture that we have is not make-believe. The culture that almost disappeared, like he said, he didn't see that when he was growing up. Chad Onihipai Sean only had a picture of a drawing of a voyaging canoe. But there was enough stories left behind so that we can say, or our ancestors inhabited the most isolated land masses in the biggest ocean on Earth at a time that most people couldn't swim and or thought the world was flat with a population greater than today, before mats and Costco and welfare and healthcare, with canoe plans to build their houses, build their canoes, and feed their people that came from all around the world, which means we all belong to these concepts. Bruce Lee once said to a Californian, yeah? Bruce Lee, classic story, trying to teach his culture to everybody, but who come after him? His own culture. So he tell all the masters, well, okay, I challenge you. If I fight you guys and I win, I teach whoever, So he did. He would win, and he went and taught whoever we want. Then so he goes to California, and me, I love people from California. We was about to lose everything. The last thing out the door was the canoe and the surfboard. And when they put their hands on it and went to take it away, no, wait, that's ours. And then we wanted it back. Yeah, so we loved them for that. So same with the martial arts. They learn, and they come up to Bruce Lee and they go, is it because you're Asian you fight so well? And he's like, no. Unless man get 3 arms and 4 legs, we all capable of doing the same thing. Yeah. So I don't like to sound like a politician and run in circles and not have the answer. So if Mauna Kea is a canoe, how do we recognize differences and keep sailing onward to put yourself in that? So if you guys want to build a canoe, just to keep this in mind, yeah? I don't have a job. I don't get paid. Yeah, I don't. The last job I was at, yeah, because I stood my ground. Yeah, because I believe in what I believe in. Yeah, I don't get money. I run purely off the trust of my community. If my hat is good with my community, yeah, we're gonna hold each other up. And I believe in that. And my children know that too. Yeah. So just to give you guys an example, like I said, I-35, Lanakila is 27. The graduating classes of these charter schools gone wild all across the world, thinking just like us, because we believe we was born for fit in this world naturally. Yeah, we believe the horizon, not this, is our walls. Yeah, unless we are living under the canopy of the sky, we won't know the true potential and the capacity that we have as human beings. You You don't like look at the sky inside one building. Not to say it's not wrong. Like I said, I do it too. But just things to think about. So put it out there. Hamakua, we're building a canoe right now as we speak at Honaka People's Theater. We raise the money with the community. So I don't even look at it as money. You know, the way Kickstarter, GoFundMe work, it's just energy. People believe. Their thought directs energy. They believe that this is a good thing. They believe that it can be done. Then, if you can build a va'a, the next thing is you got to put yourself on a voyage. Maybe we can build one for Lapoihoi. These guys called me up a couple times for paddles, for va'a. I launch my canoe right out here, and I sail them all the way down to Keohuloa sometimes. The first voyage of the va'a that we're going to build at Honaka People's Theater in hopefully a month, 24-foot double hull va'apa. The first thing we want to do is from Lapoihoi to Waipio. But I make this very clear. It's not to say it's going to be completed, and it's not to say it's going to be a successful voyage. But we're using this as a tool to show the community exactly the question that you guys are asking. Yeah. And we're never going to know until we take the first steps. But the steps were already laid. Yeah. So we already know already. Okay. If we don't have our protocols, if we don't have our spiritual connection, someone will fall off. Someone's going to fall off. So there is a spiritual economy. I say that very carefully because I don't want to destroy the word spiritual, but if you can just stay with that concept. See, there's economics. See, we can comprehend these things. We just got to rearrange the way we look at them. Yeah. So we had a real hard time because, you know, I'm not an anti-money guy, but economics kind of drive me nuts. But it does make sense. We can have a spiritual economics. Yeah. We can have a conversation economics. Yeah. We can fill the bank of our relationships with each other. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Real easy to get a hold of. Not very many Hualalais out there. You want to talk to me personally, find my contact information. I'm more than willing to hang out. You guys are all welcome. I have canoes and people that also have canoes. If you guys ever want to go out, hang out, talk story, no titles, just cruise, by all means, I'd love to hang out because I understand the misunderstanding. Yeah. And the way I look at it is like splashing water. Everybody's splashing water. You stop, the water settle. And all you're looking at is yourself. So even when we're on the Mauna, I tell people it's not a fight against the TMT, it's not a fight against the annexation, it's not a fight against GMOs. It's a spiritual battle. Yeah. The only way we can change the outside is if we change the inside. Yeah. Mahalo.